straight from the farm to the polling booth closest to you. No, that's not an advertisement for one of those organic products, but it may well be how Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh, and Telangana vote in the upcoming assembly elections. Ahead of the all-important 2024 Lok Sabha battle between BJP's NDA and the anti-Modi bloc, 5 states will provide a preview of what's to come. From November 7, Mizoram, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Rajasthan, and then Telangana will go to polls one after the other. In these 5 states though, 4 new battlegrounds seem to be taking center stage. Yes, agriculture and the issues of the Annadata are hovering large over the assembly elections. The humble Kisan may set the tone for the 2024 showdown in the assembly elections being held in 2023. After all, you do reap what you sow. November 7, with Mizoram and Chhattisgarh, will be the first screenings, so to say, of the preview of 2024. Then, Madhya Pradesh on November 17, as well as Chhattisgarh's second phase. On November 23, Rajasthan will vote, and finally, on the last day of the month, Telangana will decide its future state leadership. All the results will be announced on December 3rd. As India prepares for the cold, Netas are hoping for a warm reception to keep the winter blues away. But what exactly will India vote for? Will it be BJP, Congress, or a regional power that takes the cake? Well, to understand the issues, we must understand the voter. And to understand the voter, we must understand the earth, or more precisely, the farms. Our first stop is Chhattisgarh, India's 8th largest rice producer. Nothing much to brag about until you take the fact that Chhattisgarh takes the 3rd spot in government paddy procurement. In fact, Chhattisgarh's farmers get the highest price for their paddy. The just under 11 metric tons of the rice procured by the government was equivalent to 28,500 crores in payments. The rice wasn't always this fluffy though. Things picked up when the BJP government under Raman Singh started paying a Rs 300 per quintal bonus over centre's MSP, which Congress's Bhupesh Baghel has promised to hike further if re-elected. Across the border state lies another agriculture-centric state. Madhya Pradesh has the highest crop intensity among the states going to polls, meaning the most number of diverse crops can be seen in one field. Madhya Pradesh's agriculture story revolves around that very crucial resource, water. In 2009-10, as per reports, the government canals managed to irrigate just 8 lakh hectares of Madhya Pradesh's over 282 lakh hectare of cropped area. In the next 12 years, this area quadrupled to over 32 lakh hectares in the Rabi season. Once again, new investments and government initiatives drove the growth story. Apart from the completion of canal projects, CM Shivraj Singh Chauhan also ensured that power connections for irrigation pumps rise sharply as well, more than doubling them from 2010 to 2020. Even as Madhya Pradesh became India's 2nd largest wheat producer after Uttar Pradesh and supplier to government procurement after Punjab, the state has diversified. Madhya Pradesh is the leading producer of soybean, tomato, garlic, ginger, coriander, and fenugreek. However, the state's farmers also have a big problem facing them: the minimum support price. As per reports, in Devas Mandi in Malwa, the MSP for soybean has fallen by 25% compared to 2 years ago, while the current rates farmers are getting is even lower than the MSP. One of the biggest reasons for Madhya Pradesh farmers not earning enough is reportedly the flood of oil imports. Further northwest to Madhya Pradesh lies Rajasthan. In 2019-20, Rajasthan, ruled by the Congress, had the most land under cultivation compared to other Indian states. In fact, in terms of crops, Rajasthan is among the most diversified. From kharif crops like millet and cotton to rabi produce like wheat and fenugreek, Rajasthan has much to offer. In fact, surprisingly, Rajasthan edged out Uttar Pradesh in 2021-22 to become India's largest milk producer. However, even as Rajasthan's farmers planted cotton on a record 8 lakh hectares of land, a threat looms: pink bollworm. A severe infestation has been reported in parts of Rajasthan, and if it is not controlled soon, the moth larvae can potentially destroy crops worth lakhs. Around 1400 kilometers down southeast lies Telangana. From 2014 to 2022, Telangana's total cropped area has risen from 131 lakh hectares to 238 lakh hectares. The ruling Bharat Rashtra Samiti, the only regional party in power among the other 4 states, has its Raitu Bandhu scheme. The K. Chandrasekhar Rao-led BRS government essentially provides Rs 5,000 for every acre of farmland in crop season as investment support. The direct benefit transfer scheme has been so successful that it has inspired the central Pradhan Mantri Kisan Samman Nidhi and Raitu Bharosa in neighboring Andhra Pradesh. In the past 10 years, Telangana's gross irrigated area has also doubled, and the BRS has managed to quadruple rice output while paddy procurement has surged by a whopping 6 times. Even now, Telangana is at the top when it comes to cotton procurement and third in cotton output, behind Maharashtra and Gujarat. The state is also the second biggest contributor to the central procurement of paddy. While it is India's largest turmeric producer, saffron still hasn't made much inroads into Telangana. One thing is clear, agriculture issues will dominate the elections and dictate the tone of our dear netas during the upcoming assembly elections.